This post-match report is proudly brought to you by Complete Sports Management, more footy, less admin, and Stat Guru, when numbers matter.
Hello and welcome to WT Peterson Oval, where Fitzroy has beaten Whitehorse Colts 64-49. Today I'm joined by Luke Keogh and Ben Taylor. Luke, you played an amazing game. Care to share any comment on what happened throughout the game?
We started off very slow, and in the second quarter we caught up a bit and had good tackle pressure, and the end of the game we played pretty well.
Awesome. So Ben Taylor, speaking of tackle pressure, you guys dominated the second quarter in terms of tackles. How do you feel that went?
It was good. Put a lot of pressure on. Had 25 or so it was a good quarter.
Awesome. So one of the players which had a dominant game today was Joshua Presta. He kicked 2 goals for me. How do you feel about his performance, Luke?
Presta played well. He played up forward all day, and he's been a really good person to add to our team this year.
So Ben, where do you feel the team went wrong today?
Just efficiency down forward. I reckon we had a lot of inside 50s, but we just didn't capitalise on them. Just didn't score enough,
Alright, so lack of scoring. But speaking of efficiency, Jonathan Vasakis was amazing with 37 disposals. Luke, he's a regular for you guys. How do you feel about him?
Jonathan's everywhere today. Every week he puts in 100% and always gets heaps of the ball and uses it really well.
Awesome. So the opposing team came ferocious. You guys won the second quarter, but Ben, would you care to share a comment on the opposing team?
They were good. They played pretty well. They were smart with the ball, used it well, and good. They were efficient with it, unlike us.
So, Luke, one of the concerns was after the first half, the rain started to play a factor. Did you guys have to change anything in terms of people going forward or backwards?
Definitely. Once it started to rain, the ball always drops a bit more forward, and it was a bit slippery, so our kicking efficiency wasn't as good, but fourth quarter it cleared up a bit, so then we started to be a bit better.
Okay. And lastly but not least, are there any injury concerns, Ben?
No, all the boys, they pulled up pretty well. Maybe a bit sore, but no, we're all good.
Beautiful. We'll now go live to Matthew Donald, who's joined by the Fitzroy coach.
Thank you for that, Alex. I'm here now with co-coach of Fitzroy, Shannon Swan. Shannon, it must be great to get back on the winners list after last week.
Yeah, it's an important win because there's a whole cluster of teams fighting for that third, fourth position. So when you play teams around that area, you definitely need to win.
You just said that there was a big cluster of gaps for the two spots in the top 4. Going into today's game, yes, your Fitzroy and Whitehorse were very even in terms of percentage, and there was really only the one win separating them. So it was a real 8-pointer in that sense. Was that something you stressed to the players before the game?
Well, every week you're obviously trying to win, but you try and focus on what you do well. And that was the focus through the week. We've had to work on our ball use, which really battled last week, and just our one-on-one contested footy. And so they were really the focus areas. And if we get those things right, coupled with our ball movement, then we feel that we're always a chance of winning. So that was more of a focus than trying to, an 8-point game.
Did you have to make any changes at half-time because the rain started pouring down during the break and it really changed the way the game was played, I thought? Yeah,
definitely. We actually peeked out the window and saw that it started to rain. So we just said the message was just keep it simple. Don't over handball. Don't short sideways kicks. Go long and direct because the ball will slip through. And also just concentrate on our contested footy. So it was about winning the one-on-one contest, beating your opponent, and if you can't beat him, just halve it and start again at the contest. So it was about don't overuse the footy and just win your one-on-ones.
You certainly made good use of the conditions when they were good early, kicking 4 goals to 1. Did you stress to the boys that it was important to get off to a good start?
Our starts have been really poor over the last couple of weeks, so we definitely did focus on that. But I actually thought it was a 4-goal breeze, so kicked 4 goals, but we let 1 in. So I thought we were actually down by a goal where we should have been. So I stressed to them going into the second quarters, let's make sure that we go into the lead, go into halfway even, and we'll start again in the second half. So that's what we really focused on.
I know you don't like to comment too much on individuals, but Reece Seekins was amazing across half-back today, 27 disposals and 2 goals, and takes home the Indigenous Medal Award. You must be really happy with the way he played.
Well, he's the cornerstone of our backline, has been, but because we've got a couple of injuries, we've actually rotated him through the middle today. So he got forward of centre a lot more, and inside 50 is a long kick. So he hasn't kicked too many goals in his career, being the cornerstone or the centre half-back of our club. So to get forward and get that reward by kicking a couple of goals and then the medal was a great reward for him.
Just finally, are there any injury concerns to come out of today?
We're pretty good actually. Our first 2 games we suffered about 4 or 5 injuries, broken bones and things like that. So the last couple of weeks has been good, fingers crossed, and no issues today. So you always feel a bit better when you win.
Thank you for that, Shannon. Congratulations on your performance today.
Yeah, thanks mate.
Shannon Swan, co-coach of Fitzroy. That's all we've got here for you today. WT Peterson Oval. It was Fitzroy who emerged 15-point victors over the Whitehorse Colts. My name is Matthew Donald, and we look forward to seeing you again next week.
This has been another Complete Sports Management production.